look at me. You're looking.
Hello, ladies. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We have a lot to discuss, okay? So, as somebody that has been traveling Southeast Asia for a little while now, one thing is for sure people are gonna stare. Motherfuckers are gonna look. Even just today, just not even 20 minutes ago, as I was walking, okay? People were just looking, and they will look at you and then look you up and down. Like they were looking. Everybody from the grandparents to the little babies, school kids, men, of course, men. It didn't matter, girl. They were all looking. So, it can feel a little scary. It can feel a little like, damn, what are they looking at? I mean, what do they think? Are they judging me? You have social anxiety, it goes through the roof. You're sitting there, you're asking yourself, what do I do? What do I do with myself? You don't know how to act, you don't know how to sit. You're like, oh my God, you're kind of freaking out a little bit because maybe you're not used to the attention, or maybe you do like the attention, but you also don't like it at the same time. It can be very jarring, okay? Especially when you start glowing up, you start going out, you're trying to take steps outside your comfort zone, you're already on edge. And then this puts you even more on edge. Don't worry, I got you. Let me tell you what to do. Nothing. You don't do nothing. You don't have to do anything. You just stand straight or walk straight, back straight, shoulders back, head up. You can look around or you cannot. You can just mind your business, face forward. If you're walking, you can just look straight ahead and just keep walking. You can smile if you want. You can not smile and just keep your face neutral and just go about your day. You don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of it, because they're gonna look regardless. Whether you frowned or not, girl, they would look. It doesn't matter what you do. They're going to look. So just do whatever you want. Sometimes I smile. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm irritated and I'm like, ugh. They're still looking. It doesn't matter, right? If you're sitting, you can sit back. Something I like to do, I sit back and then I'll just put my hand and I'll look around. Maybe I'll cross my leg. Maybe I won't. Usually I will cross my leg because I like, it's a little. And they'll be looking at you like, some people, they look at you like, who does she think she is? A human being. A person that belongs here, there, and anywhere. A person that is going to live her life and sit how she wants to and go about her day. Because the truth of the matter is, none of them are going to check you. Because what are they going to check you about? There is nothing to check you about. Right? That's it. You have as much right to be wherever you are as anyone else. Once you have that mindset, you're unshakable. Okay? Now that I've told you about that, let's go over some things that relate to having that mindset, cultivating it. Just things that will help you rise above the staring, the anxiety, the worrying, and just have you feeling like, yeah, you should look at me. Why wouldn't they? Think about it. People don't travel or go to see ugly things, normal things, average. Nobody's flying across the country and straining their neck to look at a fucking notebook. Just a regular notebook, a regular pen. Nobody's like, yeah, I just want to see that one random regular can of Coke so bad. Coke is everywhere. Everybody done seen it. Ain't nobody flying for that. Ain't nobody turning around. Oh, was that some Coke? Girl, they're turning around, they're looking because you look the fuck good. You look different. You are outside of the box. You are outside of the norm for them. There's something about you. And that's a good thing because you stand out and you can use that to your advantage. Okay? Now, the first thing I want to talk about, is it a good or bad thing? Well, hell, I just already answered my question. But I do feel like, generally speaking, I do see it as a good thing. But it depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. So honestly, naming it good or bad, it's kind of a waste of time. We might as well just see it as neutral. It's just something that happens to you. And so you're going to use it to benefit you. Okay, you're going to alchemize the situation. Y'all, sorry about the noise. Some of these men is childish. Like the way they be riding those bikes. Girl, save my soul. I'll be praying for them to get pulled over. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not above that. Because why you... Anyways, back to what I'm saying. I feel like, don't worry about whether the staring is a good or bad thing. That's unnecessary. The fact is they're staring and we're going to use it to our advantage. Okay? Now, in each situation, you want to see, is attention going to help me or not? Right? Like, if you're bending the law, you probably don't want that much attention. Like, because you're going to get caught. But on the other hand, if you're trying to advertise a business, get some sales, become an influencer, you might want that attention. Okay? More of it even, because that's going to help you become successful. So really, it just comes down to what and how this attention can benefit you and for what. Okay. Attention is a very, very useful currency. Okay? And it has been since the beginning of time. Now, a lot of us don't get as much attention as celebrities, but still, we can still use it on a smaller scale. This is why so many people want to be celebrities, influencers, because getting that attention gets you money, right? The celebrities are more popular, the influencers are more popular, that get more attention, they get paid more. They're higher ranking. That's the way it works, right? So, okay, for this video, we're going to use Zendaya as an example. Think about when she first left Disney, right? She was trying to evolve like all the girls were. She talked in an interview about how some houses didn't want to dress her. They're like, we don't know you. Like, who? Girl, Disney.
And I would write the big five. You know, I would write Saint Laurent, Chanel, Gucci, Valentino, Dior. And they would all say no. Try again next year. She's too green. She's not on our calendar. Like, I still have all the receipts. I still have everything. By the time she had got to American Vogue, she still had never worn any of those designers. She still hasn't. She only wore Valentino when she got a Valentino campaign.
No. That can't be right. She had never worn any of those brands.
In an editorial, yes. But on a red carpet, she still has never worn Dior on a carpet. She still has never worn Chanel on a carpet. She has still never worn Gucci on a carpet. Any press, any appearance, never. Never. The first time she wore Valentino in public is when she had a contract. So when I said, if you say no, it'll be a no forever, that rang true for a long, long time.
Shoot. Like, we got important people to dress. Because back then, although she was A-list in my household, she wasn't A-list anywhere else. Okay? She was just a Disney star. And not all Disney stars make it. Okay? And a lot of them, I mean, from her set, who else is really doing it like her? Exactly. So they were like, we're not interested. Like, when you get more popular, then we got you. So only people that knew Disney knew her. So she knew she had to get more popular. So that she could get better jobs, better opportunities, you know. And to get these opportunities and jobs, she leveraged the attention she was already getting. Of course, she was getting some type of attention. She's a Disney star, right? But it just wasn't enough to get her to where she wanted to go. But she had to use what she had, which was being a Disney star, to get where she wanted to go. She went to places where she could be around people that had a lot more attention than her. And she went to places where the people in those places, if they played their cards right, would get a lot of attention. By that I mean a lot of red carpet events. Okay, I remember that time period because I was like, oh girl, you everywhere. And she was, because she was working at getting more attention so she could get where she wanted to go. Okay, and she even talked about that.
My first Oscars experience, I didn't have any kind of credentials or anything. Kind of snuck onto the red carpet because I was like, listen, I have been up all night getting my hair done. I'm getting on this red carpet. And so I kind of shimmied on there, even though I wasn't really supposed to.
She talked about how she was everywhere. She was dressed, going to this carpet, going to that carpet, even when it had nothing to do with her. Why? She was attention farming. And I don't want to, like, it's not a bad thing because that's what we want to do. Like, that's the job. So it's not a bad thing. Now, the places that were attention farms were like the events. Think of the Oscars, right? Like, imagine if you got invited to Oscar, to the Grammys, and you put on a nice dress, and then everybody's like, oh, who is that girl? People are gonna be looking you up, searching for you, and you're gonna get more popular because those type of events are attention farms because a lot of people tune into them. So you can get popular off of those kind of things, right? So if you were to go to places like that, you could get more attention because you're in a place where people pay attention, and you're also in a place where people that get more attention than you're surrounded by them.
This dress made this woman a superstar. Elizabeth Hurley was attending the premiere for 4 Weddings and a Funeral with her super famous boyfriend Hugh Grant, who starred in the film. After not knowing what to wear to the event, she wrote letters to many fashion designers who all ignored her. No one knew who she was and thought it would be a big waste of time creating a piece for her. Everyone except Gianni Versace. Gianni got a call and looked to see what he could give her. He noticed a black dress, the last on the rail in the PR office. As a favour, he shipped it over to her so she could wear it for the night. Little did either of them know that this dress was about to become that dress. It was made out of silk and lycra, held together by gold, oversized, strategically placed pins to reveal daring cutouts. It had a plunging neckline and slimline straps. The dress was talked about all over the world, from several newspapers and magazines for many months after the event, and it is now considered by many as Versace's best ever piece.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what she was doing. So she did what she had to do to achieve her goals. And the truth of the matter is, if she didn't let people look, if she didn't let people see her, she wouldn't be where she is today. If she hid, she wouldn't be here. And if she was being shy about it and not working to get where she wanted to go, we definitely would not know the Zendaya we know today. She did what she had to do, and so will you. Now, let's talk about how you can alchemize this to your benefit. Okay? Now that you know it can benefit you to have people looking at you, we're going to make a plan as to how to make it work for you. Okay? The first thing is you're going to make the plan. You're going to identify a goal. You need to decide what it is you want to accomplish with this attention. This will help you decide the specifics as far as like platform. Like, where do you need to be? Like, what farm do you need to go to? Right? Who are the people that get more attention that you want to be like kind of around? Don't be weird, okay? Like, don't be weird. Don't be desperate, okay? Right? Just think of this as work. You're going to work, but you're not begging for money. You're not begging for attention. You're working for it, okay? Now, Zendaya, we're going to use her throughout this video, okay? Zendaya, her goal was to be renowned in her field as an actress, but also to be known as fashionable, because she understood that being in fashion, being a fashion girly, will help put her on the map as a celebrity and as an actress, because they go hand in hand. Because when it comes to attention, when it comes to popularity, to influence, the world is your oyster. The sky is the limit. So because she knew that was her goal, she was like, okay, it's a little hard to get in with the actress thing right now. People are still seeing me as a Disney star. I need to show them I'm serious. So she was like, okay, while I'm working on that, I'm going to be doing all these other things. And remember, she was on Dancing with the Stars. She was working. She was really working out here. Okay. So yes, she identified her goal. She set about making a plan. Now, it's around this time that people start doubting themselves. Like, they be like, can I really do it? I don't know. Is anybody going to watch? Does anybody care? Yes and no. Well, the truth is, nobody cares. So this is even the wrong question. No one cares. But, I mean, they do care, because, remember, they were watching you. They were looking. They wanted to see something. But do they really care? No. Nobody cares until you're somebody. Okay? Then suddenly, everybody cares. This is just how things are. Do not worry about it. And this is not to say like you're not somebody now. Obviously you are. People just don't know it yet, which is why you have to show them that you are somebody. Somebody worth paying attention to. And to do that, we need this next step, which is to give them something to look at, right? The people are watching. The people are looking. The people are thirsty. They are hungry for something good. They want to eat. They want to feast their eyes on something. And you might as well be the one to give it to them. You get what I'm saying? You know the saying, give them something to look at? Yeah. It's not just a saying. It's a very important part of this attention transaction, because people are giving you all this attention, girl. You need to give them something back. Okay? You need to make it worth their while. And in exchange, they'll give you even more attention. And the more attention is what you need to achieve your goal. Yes, ma'am. So, looking at Zendaya, right? She knew she had to turn heads at every occasion, because they really wasn't checking for her. So she needed to make them look. The ones that weren't looking, of course. Some of us were already looking. But the ones that weren't, she needed to make them look. And even us that were already looking, she needed to keep our eyes on her. Because if she didn't, then some of us will leave. Poof. All of a sudden, follower count is dropping. Nobody cares anymore. People are saying you're a D-list celebrity. People are saying you're a has-been. People are saying, oh, former Disney star. She needed to keep the attention. She needed to keep the attention on her. Okay, so what did she do? She ate. She ate. She gave us different looks, different hairstyles. I mean, every time I saw her, I was like, damn. She looked good every single time. I don't remember ever seeing a picture of her, especially from that time, but even more since then, where she did not look good. She was given different types of looks, hair, makeup, outfits. She was serving every time. It got to the point where people were starting to look for her, like, oh, it's Oscars night. What did Zendaya wear? Oh, I didn't see her. Zendaya's outfit, Oscars 2023, right? We were starting to look forward to what she would put out. It's like, oh, I wonder what Zendaya would do. Oh, they released the theme. Oh, I wonder what Zendaya is gonna wear. Oh, she has a movie premiere. Oh, I wonder. We were wondering. We were looking forward to it. We wanted to know, right? And remember, that was the same with Rihanna for the Met Gala. Everybody was looking forward to Rihanna's outfits, talking about what is she gonna wear. And that one time when she said she wasn't coming, people were like, if Rihanna was here, why didn't we haven't gotten an outfit. People were losing their fucking minds because they knew how to give us something to look at. Okay, I'm sorry, my nose is getting clogged up for some reason. I'm really not sure why. Oh my god. Anyways, she was always drawing us in, right? Satisfying the attention we were giving to her. And in return, we just gave her more and more and more. And we didn't mind going out of our way to look for her because we knew the juice would be worth the squeeze. We knew it would be worth the hassle, right? Somebody else that's good at this is Beyonce. Like, especially at her concerts, the performances, the look always eats. Like, I know she got mad haters, but those performances are top tier, okay? Unmatched. Everything perfectly put together. So you know people are watching, which is why she's one of the few people that has so many concert movies or concert documentaries, because yeah, we saw the show, but we want to see how it was made, and we want to see it multiple times because she gives us something to look at. Yeah. Now we're gonna go to the third step, the third part of the plan. If they're looking, make them engage, right? You have a plan and you're dressed for the occasion, figuratively or literally, depending on, once again, what you want and your field. Okay, depends on your field. So you're dressed for the occasion. It's time for you to get something out of the relationship. I know, yes, I said you're getting attention, but it goes deeper, because now you need those people that are watching to channel that attention in a way that is specifically going to benefit you. What way that is, it depends on you, once again. But think of the way that is easiest. At this point, you just want easy to benefit from, right? So, and it can be anything. It's just something that's going to establish your influence on paper. For you and me, it's things like likes, comments, oh, follow me on my Instagram, right? Or here's my merch. Those kind of things. Those things are easy to do. It's just a double tap, right? For Zendaya, it's like, oh, she brings out some merch. Because I remember she had that fashion line, Daya, I don't know. Right? Or like a perfume. It's like, oh, these are things that are easy for people to give something back to you, right? Or even views, like she puts out a video, a movie, and then we're going to watch it. Now the companies that want to employ her, that want to employ you and me, that want to pay us for the attention we're getting, can be like, oh, 20 million people watch that movie you put out. Oh, okay. We see that the attention has value, because if there is no on paper, right? Because if there is no way to show that, when you go into negotiate, what are you going to negotiate with? You need the values. You need the numbers on paper. You need the graphs, okay? Shit. You need the metrics. That's the word. You need the metrics. So, yeah. Tell them, like, comment, subscribe. That's why they're always saying that, because they need those numbers to be able to show the companies, like, yeah, I do have an impact, so they can get their money. Now, the fourth level, or the fourth part of this plan, of this situation, is to use every level that you attain to get to the next level. Now, you're in a precarious situation, a precarious position. You've had a taste of the life you want, but it's not enough. It's just enough to keep you hungry for more, right? Like, you're not satisfied. Not to mention, you can easily lose your position because it's not secure yet, right? Things are still a bit shaky. You must ensure your position. Okay, if we look at Zendaya once again, she used her position as a child actor and her fashion engagements. Okay, she used the position as a child actor to position herself for the fashion engagements. And then she used that to position herself as a celebrity in her own right that acts. So she should be able to get good acting roles because she's such a popular celebrity. So now, because she's popular, she has her pick of the litter when it comes to acting roles. So now she can pick the roles that she feels are going to propel her and her career forward. And then she coupled that, the options she has, with the popularity she gets from being a fashion icon. Now, add to that image. Her image is pristine, right? She is seen as a prime pick for ads. That's why there's always an ad of her somewhere. If it's not water, it's some fashion brand, or or a magazine ad, or perfume. It's something. I always see ads with her in it all the time. She's on magazine covers. She's doing a photo shoot here, a photo shoot there, because brands want to associate with her because she has a good, clean image, which is so satisfying to see. Because when she was younger, she could have gone crazy to try to break out of the Disney stereotype, but she didn't do that. She played the long game, and it's benefiting her now. You have to play the long game. Even though it can be so tempting to take shortcuts, don't take stupid shortcuts. The ones that make sense, okay. But the ones that are super risky and that it's not worth it. It's not worth it in the long run. And you can come back from it, but it just won't be the same. It won't be the same, right? Of course, take risks, calculated, reasonable risks, but don't be dumb, Okay. And one thing is clear. To achieve those goals, you need to climb higher, because when you're in this middle position, it's not a good spot. It might seem like it because you just came from down there. But no, you need to go higher. Because see, when you were down there, if you fell, you were so close to the ground. But now if you fall, it's gonna hurt and there's nothing to pick you back up. But the higher you climb, and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but the higher you climb, the more devastating the fall, right? And not many can recover from such great fall, from such a great fall, especially when you really get up there. I mean, look at Humpty Dumpty. That motherfucker was never the same again. You can ask him. But don't worry. That's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you how to avoid such a fate. And that is the next step. Protect yourself. That's how you avoid such a fate. Because when you protect yourself, even if you fall, you have a safety net. So you don't go all the way to the bottom and crack your head. Right? But when you protect yourself, it's less likely that you will fall. But if you do, like I said, you have the safety net. So protecting yourself is how you can avoid and circumvent whatever comes to throw you off your game, to throw you off balance and usurp your position. This is why it's absolutely important that you protect yourself, your image, your mind, your health, your body, your mental state, your money. You need to make sure it's protected. And of course, for each of these categories, there's a different way to do it. And like your approach should depend on you, and like your personality, it should be in a way that is going to benefit you. That's the name of the game. How is this going to benefit me? How is this going to benefit me? What's the benefit to me? It sounds self-centered. Yeah. We're talking about you. You're the center of attention, right? You should also be the center of your attention. Okay. Now, one of the biggest ways to protect yourself, this is probably where we should all start, is by keeping our business private. Zip. You don't need to be coming out on the internet and telling people nothing. Don't tell them nothing. Like, oh my God, I just saw a video on TikTok about a girl talking about she was shitting on some grave during carnival. Girl, you did not need to tell anybody shit. You did not need to come on here and say anything. Those kind of things should be taken to your grave. Why are you talking about it? You really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Why? Why do you feel the need? That's something you need to ask yourself. Why do I feel the need to come out and overshare? Oh, I gotta talk about that next. Oversharing. Well, maybe not next, because I have a list. Because why do you feel the need to do that? Get a journal. Matter of fact, just set up your phone and record like I'm recording right now. Talk to yourself. Go get a therapist. Talk to them. Or write an anonymous letter and send it to some random place. Or write the letter and burn it. Like, you don't need to come on the internet and tell your business. One of the biggest ways to protect yourself is to keep things private. Did you hear me? Keep it private. Anything that is not about the business that you're showing should be kept under wraps. If your business or your influence is focused around fashion, right? We shouldn't know, like, oh, your husband's baby mama, something. No. Honestly, you don't even have to tell us your skincare routine unless you're trying to make that a part of the business. You know, it's like, oh, you're into fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Okay. Or you're just, lifestyle includes food and stuff. Okay. But you don't need to be telling us where your kids go to school, what car you drive, you know, where you live. It's okay to keep things private, and you probably should. You should, for your safety, to protect yourself in all those areas I mentioned. Yep, you absolutely should. And Zendaya exemplifies this perfectly. You see, this is why she's the perfect person for this. You know what? All three women I brought up as examples for, you know, giving us a great performance, giving us something to look at, they're good at this, right? Zendaya, Beyonce, and Rihanna, they keep their business private. They don't come on the internet and be talking shit about what they have going on. Now, sometimes they will put it in their art, so you'll be able to tell, you'll be able to deduce some things, right? So, like, you know, with Zendaya, we know that she's had some public relationships, breakups, you know, some cheating going on. Same thing with Beyonce, some cheating going on. Like, you know, she put it in her music. That's her art. I feel like with art, it's kind of a little bit different. Like with your music or like your writing, it can be a little different because, you know, it's more emotional. But still, like, they're not out here giving interviews upon interviews, telling everything, telling what's going on. They're keeping it private. Zip. Not a word. Not a word. And this is for your own safety, but also it can benefit you in the future, because if you need to use it, then you can, because you have control over what's out there, right? You can use it in any way you want. And then, like, imagine Beyonce decides to write a book about the Jay-Z situation. It's like, oh shit, we didn't know that. She finna make some money off of that, right? But if she had already told us everything, there would be nothing, right? Like, you don't have to just say everything. You can keep some things under wraps. And the truth of the matter is, you really should, because the public is unforgiving. And anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of public opinion. Okay? So just keep that in mind when you come on the internet and start telling all your business. Now, some people might say, nope, I don't want to do this. You're being a social climber. You're like, people be like, oh, what if they look at me bad? What if they think I'm like, what's the word? I'm like money hungry. I'm trying to rub shoulders and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you the truth. Everybody is a social climber. And success in this world, this life, the 3D world, requires it. Nobody is born where they want to end up. Otherwise, there really wouldn't be that much of a point to life, right? Like, there's this quote from Game of Thrones, and I'm gonna insert the quote. You can read it, but the part that really gets me and that got me is like towards the end, and it says, "The climb is all there is. The climb is all there is in life." Like, that quote is an analogy for life, right? And it's a perfect explanation, because for us, the climb is all there is in life. I mean, what else is there? There are those that are climbing towards the right goal. There are those that are climbing towards the wrong goal. There are those that are stagnant, not moving up or down. There are those that are going down. There are those that are getting pulled down. Some are getting pulled up. Some found themselves already on a higher level. Some found themselves on a lower level. Either way, we're all on this ladder and we're trying to go somewhere. We're all trying to go somewhere. Everybody is climbing. And all it is that you are now aware of it. You know that everybody is climbing. A lot of people, they don't think about that stuff, right? They just go about their day. But now you know that everybody is climbing. And so you can use it once again. Let me hear it. To your benefit. I know that's right. Because everything is going to be used to your benefit. Yes, absolutely. So now, because you're aware of it, you can be honest with yourself, right? You can be honest with yourself about what you're climbing towards, what you want. And you can take a more direct route, because now you know where you're going. You can just go there. So you can take a more direct route and avoid the pitfalls of ignorance and naivete, because a lot of people are failing, are descending, are getting pulled down because ignorance and naivete. But you can avoid that, because now you know, and because you're aware and you're honest with yourself about what it is, about what this life is, about what the world is. Okay? Look at Zendaya. She knew she needed to climb the ladder. She knew she needed to get to her goal. That's why she went through this trouble of establishing herself as a fashion icon, so that she could have her pick of the litter when it came to jobs. She played the long game. I already said that, right? She didn't act out on social media. Oh yeah, I said that. She didn't act out on social media to like get quick, fast, short, unlasting bursts of fame. No. She was intentional. She built her fandom brick by brick while maintaining her pristine reputation. This enables her to be a top pick for brands, okay? And business dealings. Hello, business dealings, because that's where the money's at, right? Even in the influencer world, right? Yes, you get paid on your TikTok, on your YouTube, but we all know that the brand deals is where the money is at. So you need what? A pristine reputation, so that when it comes to business dealings, right, you have the proof of your attention and you have a pristine reputation to go with that. That's a lot to negotiate with. Right? So now, after her mates have simmered down in popularity, their reputation is not as great, she's still up there. She's still thriving. A-list. who else from her set of actors are in that position? Exactly. Not a lot, if any. I can't think of any right now, but I wouldn't say there aren't any, but not a lot. Okay, maybe Sabrina, but that Sabrina went a different way. We can talk about her later, cause I love me some Sabrina, girl. So this method insulates her and makes her more resistant to sharp, dramatic downfalls. So like, even if something were to come out about her reputation, she's had years of building this good reputation, right? Of building being a certain type of person. So it's like, even if it comes out that, oh, she did this, she did that, you know, people aren't gonna jump ship so easily, because she's built this over years. And her reputation hasn't been volatile, like, oh, just up here everywhere, we don't know which way. It's not like people are gonna be like, are you sure she did that? I just don't know. Zendaya is just not the type. She doesn't seem like the type, you know? Exactly. So that's the first counter. First of all, everybody is social climbing, so you're just aware and honest. That's it. Don't let them people make you feel bad, girl. You're just aware and honest. Okay. Now, the second thing is, most things people say to you are projections. That's why they're paying attention to you in the first place. They're paying attention to you because you're a good canvas for them to project their fantasy and beliefs and thoughts onto, right? The way we interpret other people's actions really stems from our life events, our biases, our judgments, okay? Through our experiences, our ideas, and our beliefs, we judge what's going on around us. That's why two people can experience something and come out of it with very different opinions on what happened, right? This is also why most of our life operates in a feedback loop, right? We're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. This pushes this pushes that pushes that, and we're just going in circles and circles because we're following the same patterns that have already been established for us. This is why you have to examine the beliefs and ideas you have. That way you can get rid of the negative ones and abide by the ones that what serve you. Okay. Yeah. Because that's what we have to do. But for now, just understand that this is the way most people work. Most people, they're just gonna project, okay? And what they're projecting is based off of their life experiences. Because most people have not put in the work to decipher, to decipher their thoughts, their beliefs. They haven't done that. So since we understand this, we're going to use it to further our goal. It's called being a smart decision maker. Like, you can't help that you know something and the rest of the people don't know. Like, it's not your fault that they don't know. You didn't tell them not to analyze their thoughts. You're just going about your day, and you just happen to know that a lot of people are projecting, so you don't take it serious. Meanwhile, they're getting in their feelings because they don't understand that they don't have to deal with the projections of other people, so they're like all up in their emotions, and you don't have to do that because you get it. Okay, it's called smart decision making, and Zendaya is a perfect example of this. She is constantly getting projected onto, let me tell you, constantly. And I mean, this is the part of the appeal. I mean this is part of why so many people like and follow her. But it also means that she has to have a strong mindset to shield herself, to protect herself, okay? And she's spoken about people talking negatively about her. Like, I remember a couple years ago, the incident where somebody said she smelled like, I think, patchouli oil, just because she had like some fake locks in.
Like, I feel like she smells like patchouli oil. Or weed. Weed? Legal in so many states. Wow. Yeah, it's so legal.
Like, I mean, imagine the projection. Imagine, because that was crazy. I remember seeing that and being like, what part of her looks gives that? Like, and then the way the person said it, like it was supposed to be an insult, like she stinks or something. But then I was like, nothing about the way she looked in that picture or on that red carpet gave that. But that person was projecting hard, right? And she's talked about people that were like, oh, if you keep speaking up, you're not gonna have a job.
I wasn't happy with my hair and makeup, and she said like I wouldn't really stir the pot because I haven't had a black girl on the cover in a really long time, so let's not like. And so I was like, oh, we're not gonna work together anymore.
People were project negatively about her career, and she didn't let that stop her, right? She probably could see that it was nothing but projections. Or maybe she couldn't. After all, everything I'm telling you about her is a projection. I'm projecting through my ideas and beliefs, my analysis of her actions. I'm projecting it onto her, right? Like, I don't know for a fact that she knew all these things when she was doing it, right? Maybe somebody told her, maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just luck. I doubt it. I doubt it. It was hard work and knowledge. Now, where that knowledge came from, I don't know. Maybe somebody was helping her along the way. Maybe she was just thinking about it and coming to reasonable conclusions. I have no clue, because what I'm saying right now is a projection. I'm projecting onto her, right? But the same way I'm projecting onto her is the same way people are going to project onto you. So you should be aware of it. If somebody's like, oh, that stuff you want to do, oh, it won't work, it's because they don't believe stuff like that can work for them. If somebody's like, you want to go do what? Like, that's embarrassing. Oh, that's so cringe. No, it's just they would be embarrassed. And they don't have the confidence to stand tall for what they want and for what they're doing. That's it. That's all. Don't let people push you off your goal because they're projected, right? It's just like the people that when you start to lose weight, you lose 10 pounds, and they're like, I don't know, you looked so much better before. Girl, please, I'm still 30 pounds overweight. Be fucking for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know I'm on this diet. Now you want to project onto me because you don't feel like you can be successful in your diet? Girl, don't let them project onto you. You will, if you listen to it, you will get off your goal. So when you see the projection, just be like, I don't know who that was for, but good luck, because that sure as hell wasn't for me or for you. Now, the third thing, and this is the final comeback, or the final counter I have to all your worries about this being a negative thing. My third tip is fuck them. Focus on you. Oh yeah, you can't help what they think about you or anyone else. That's the truth at the end of the day. The worrying is pointless. You can't help it, which is why I said at the beginning, thinking about, oh, are they looking at you good or are they looking at you bad? It doesn't really matter. There's a thin line between love and hate. They hate watching, but they double tapping. Or maybe not, but you still getting paid off the views. They hate commenting. It's still increasing your metrics, because now other people are going to be able to see. They're giving you longer reach. Don't let yourself be derailed from your goal by listening to people who are projecting. Because that's all it is. Remember, put it out of your mind. If you can't, just know you can't yet, right? If you're like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about it, you can't yet stop thinking about it. But we're gonna practice so that you will be able to stop thinking about it. Now I'm gonna give you some tips, some things to practice so that you will be able to stop thinking about it. Okay? Because remember, it's a can't yet. It's not permanent. You will at some point get over it. You'll get over them. Matter of fact, you'll be tired of their bullshit. Be like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop talking to me. Ooh. Brother, ooh. You know? So let me give you the tips. Number 1, meditation. Meditation will help calm the anxiety you feel, when you see them looking at you, and 2, when they start judging what you're doing. Anxiety will bring you back to the center. Okay? Now, I recommend the loving kindness meditation. You can practice, like, search it up online. I feel like that's a good meditation for this kind of practice, right? You can practice it daily, and just begin to see yourself as one with the universe, as just an equal part of everything that is going on, so that you feel comfortable taking space, because that space is meant for you, right? And you're just as entitled to it as anybody else that space could have belonged to, or that space belonged to in the past. So you just need to be able to see yourself as one. You need to be able to see yourself as worthy, as a part of a whole ecosystem. I feel like the loving kindness meditation can do that. So you can see yourself as equal and deserving of everything you're getting. And you can also do a mantra meditation if that's better for you. Like, you can go, pick the mantra. Just do some research online. We can talk about meditation in a different video, but I feel like you can just find some meditations online. I really recommend that loving kindness meditation, right? And you can just start with 5 or 10 minutes and build up as time goes on. It really is a long-term practice, but the more you do it, the easier it will get, and the more just solid and centered you will feel. Okay? Now, the second thing is, instead of thinking the worst, practice thinking positively, right? Not like to delude yourself, but just from the understanding that you're not worse than anybody else, and you are okay, and you are good enough just the way you are, right? This also falls into the loving kindness meditation a little bit, but this one is not meditation. You just remind yourself, and then the areas that you feel like, oh, but I'm not, just remind yourself you're working on that, right? You're working on your areas of deficiencies. There is nothing you can do to change it immediately. With this in mind, relax, okay? Back straight, shoulders back, and just be at peace, because once again, you are good enough as you are. You are not worse than anybody else. You cannot change those deficiencies immediately, and you are working on them. And there is nothing left to do but, keep working on them, because one day you will be able to fix them as much as possible. Okay? And the third thing is to change your focus. Don't forget, your attention is also currency. Your attention also holds weight. Okay? If you're constantly worrying about, what this person thinks of you, what that person thinks of you, guess what? You're giving them your attention. You're paying them. And that's crazy, because it doesn't benefit you. Okay, that's what I thought. That's crazy. It doesn't benefit you. So you want people to give you their attention and currency, but then you're gonna basically waste yours. You want them to invest their currency into you. You're right? That's an investment. That's why you're gonna give them something back. You're gonna give them something to look at, a return on their investment. But then you're gonna take your own currency and just throw it to the wind and be like, fuck it. Whoa. No, absolutely not. That does not benefit you. What you're going to do is you're going to invest your currency also. You're going to invest it to yourself, into your goals, into your future, or you can invest it into someone else, someone that you've deemed worthy, like a friend, a family member, or a public figure that you admire, right? you can be like, okay, instead of worrying about what all these people think, I'm just going to make a YouTube video. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do whatever. Or you're going to be like, I'm going to watch this person's TikToks. I'm going to watch this person's YouTube channel. Or I'm going to listen to this person's music and I'm going to dance, right? Doing stuff like that. Or I'm going to call my friend. You're investing into your friendship. Or I'm gonna call my parents. You're investing into your familial relationship. That's how you use your attention currency wisely, right? You want them to invest in you, you invest properly. You show how to make a good investment. Okay? You be a leader, not a follower. Girl, don't nobody want to be watching the followers. They want to watch the leaders. So you cannot be wasting money that could be invested. Okay? Okay. That's all for today. Invest your focus wisely. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.